everyone. This is Dr. Shelley Plumb, and I'd like to welcome you all back to From the Hip. Today we are going to talk about relationships, and we have a wonderful guest that is with us today who has a unique perspective on relationships. And for those of you familiar with PlumbTalk, you know that one of our lifestyle principles is strengthening that relationship, and relationships can be many different things. Today we are going to talk about relationships among siblings, and we have a film producer with us. We have Enosh Cassel, who produced a movie that it's called My Hero Brother, and it is a journey for the most part, and we are going to embark in a journey today, and it highlights the relationship between two brothers together. But what's unique about the story is this story highlights a trek through India, the Himalayas, and one of the brothers has Down syndrome. So it really highlights, the trials, the tribulations, and then what they got out of that journey. So it's really very, very moving. So stay tuned. We will be back in a moment, and we will meet Enosh. Welcome to PlumbTalk Productions, a full-service production company based in West Palm Beach, Florida. Business owners know that every second of the day is a unique opportunity to reach out to an audience and make an impact. Which marketing options do we dive into and spend our hard-earned dollars? Here at PlumbTalk Productions, we have done our research, and we can sum it up all in one word: video. How powerful is video? Well, let's look at some percentages. How about 64%? After watching a video, 64% of users are more likely to buy a product or service online. 100%. YouTube reports that mobile video consumption rises 100% every year. How about 200%? It has been documented that video and email leads to 200 to 300% increase in click-through rates. Oh yes, audiences are most certainly expecting more and expecting it faster. In a day and age when people are overwhelmed with facts and time is limited, they want information in real time. They want it immediately. Video is the perfect medium for that. PlumbTalk Productions is a full-service production company dedicated to helping you find your voice in an efficient, competent, and creative manner through video. What do? The sky is the limit, really. We are pleased to offer many services, from on-location shoots to promotional video and customized Facebook Live video. If you can dream it, we can stream it. That's what we say, and that is the truth. Are customers paying attention? People ask us that all the time. Oh yes, the customers are certainly paying attention to video. That is why we must, as business owners, make every second count and increase revenue through the power of video. At PlumbTalk Productions, we can do this fast and affordably with the quality our consumers expect. So, reach out. Reach out now. We're easy to reach through our website at plumtalkproductions.com. Call us at 561-855-0764. Don't wait. Now is the time for video. We are dedicated to helping you make every moment count. Well, hello everyone. We are back, and we are here with producer Enosh Cassel. How are you, Enosh?
I'm okay.
Well, good, good. Now, we're dying to know more about your movie, My Hero Brother. So, tell us in a nutshell, what is the movie about?
The movie is about relationship and bonding among siblings. One of them has a Down syndrome. All of us went to a trip in northern India, 2 weeks. That was in 2013. We went trekking and we did different activities, but this was the background. The most important part is the relationship among the siblings, assuming that one has Down syndrome and one is what we call regular.
Right, exactly. So now I must know, so tell us a little bit about your background. So you have a Down syndrome brother, and what is his name? Hanan. And you realize the importance, and we were talking before this interview, weren't we? We were talking about how crazy and busy we get in life, and you realize the need to be closer to your brother.
Yeah, so actually since he was born, I think we were very close.
Yes.
Myself and also other siblings. We are 5. We're very close. We did a lot of activities, outdoor activities. Hanan likes to be outside. He likes to hike. When I met friends, I wanted him to join me and introduce him to my friends. I always felt very close to him, and we were all part of the team, the whole family. Really, he's really like a positive memory of everyone.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and still, of course. But when he grew up, he went to a community,
Yes.
and after a while, he started to live there permanently, and he comes back home just once in 2 weeks. And I moved to Tel Aviv, to a different city, and after a while, I had my own family. Now I have 2 kids.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't have the same time I would like to.
Right,
Like,
right.
like we would have, in the childhood, to spend with Hanan, and I feel that he needs me. He needs me. He needs the family. He lives by himself in the community, as I said, and he needs the family more. Although he comes to visit me as often as possible, it's not the same. We're very busy. So I felt like I kind of left him behind. I wanted to take him to a very personal trip.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Because in my life, I'm trying to be more aware of what's going on around me, especially with my relationships. And what I'm noticing is that there are little signs that our family members give us that are silent, that tells us that they need us, if that makes any sense. So did Hanan give you any of those signs prior to this trip?
Yes, every time I see him, he wants to stay with us.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
and he wants to come to visit us. And yeah, he can say that. He can say that he wants us. He wants to be more with us.
That's wonderful. So you took those signals, which I
Yeah.
think we all need to be more aware of,
Right.
and you took that and you organized this incredible journey in India. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so the first trip was just Hanan and myself to Nepal, 3 weeks. We just took backpacks and hiking sticks and went for a very special trip together. It wasn't easy.
Right.
When we landed in Kathmandu, it was really tough in the beginning, and I thought I made a big mistake.
What type of struggles? I'm curious. Just initially with that trip,
Okay.
for example.
Okay, Hanan, when there's a lot of noise and and it's like a third world country, of
Yes.
course, so a lot of noise and mess, and you're in this middle of Kathmandu, he gets anxious sometimes. He feels like he gets lost.
Overwhelmed, right? Yes.
Even for for us, it's difficult to land in Kathmandu suddenly in the middle of the life, and so for him, of course, it's. But when we left Kathmandu and we went to another place called Pokhara, then he was really, really happy because suddenly it was quiet. We were outside, and I realized that when he's in motion, he's traveling, he's hiking.
Yes.
He feels good. He feels good. And when we indoor and there's no electricity, which
Yes.
often happens there, he feels anxious and he has to be in motion. He has to be outside.
Yes. Okay.
So I realized it more during this trip. I got to know more things about him.
Okay. Yes.
Then when we came back, there was a TV story about it in Israel by Elia Abramovich, and many other siblings also saw our story, and they felt the same way, kind of. Felt
Right.
the same way. Each one of them have his own personal story with his sibling, but they felt the same way, that they want to spend time and do something special with the special brother.
So let me get this straight. So you embarked on that initial journey with Hanan, and that was highlighted in a local television.
Yeah.
And then other families started getting word of what you experienced, and they wanted more.
Yes.
That's empowering.
Yes.
That is. Okay. So then what did you do?
So then I joined Travelog Yoman Masa. Itamar Peleg, he was doing all kinds of special journeys for different places on the planet.
Right.
Really interesting journeys. And together we started to work on a group. We just gathered everyone, the people that contact me, other siblings, we gathered everyone and we started to work on a group. It took us 2 years of preparations to make everything work, and they had all kinds of preparation, physical, mentally, medical, because it's not an easy thing
absolutely,
to take
right.
a group to northern India.
Because you're preparing for, what did you tell me earlier, a 3-week trip?
2 weeks. The
2
second
weeks.
one, 2 weeks, yeah.
Okay, uh-huh.
Yeah, and of course a doctor, Drorit, she joined us, but it was tough, and we didn't know all the way during just 2 years. We didn't know if it's going to happen or not.
Right, yeah.
Because it's a big challenge. But the group was really motivated to do it. All of them, they wanted to do it. They wanted to do this special and significant experience with their sibling.
Right.
So it was all based on their motivation. We had different meetings in Israel before, and then 2013 we went to the journey. About a month before we left to the journey, Yonatan Nir, the director, joined us. He's an excellent director, great director. And
So the director, what is his name again?
Yonatan Nir.
Okay, great.
And we saw his other films, we knew that he's perfect.
Okay,
And
yes.
we're very happy that he's, part of the family now, because
Right.
he made
So-
a very good movie.
If we're watching the movie, and at the end of the interview here, we'll tell viewers how we can get a hold of you easily. But now, is the footage in the movie, is that real footage of the journey that you were on?
Of course.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
of course.
great.
Everything is from
Must
the
be
movie.
breathtaking. In fact, I did see the trailer, so I saw bits and pieces of it. So incredible. So, take us on that journey. What are some of the trials you went through? Some of the hardships you went through?
First of all, we had 5 days of trekking,
Yes.
actual trekking.
Okay.
The rest we went to different cities. We had all kinds of experience, but the trekking was the most difficult part.
Okay.
Almost any trek you take in the Himalayas is physically demanding.
Right, I can only imagine.
And high
Yes.
altitudes, and for them it was difficult. And sometimes on the way, it's part of the movie. On the
Right.
way up to the summit, we asked, maybe we went too far, maybe it was too difficult for them.
Yes.
We didn't want them, to be miserable and to
Right.
do something which is, too painful, because it's difficult when you climb. Your muscles are sore. And
Yes, and pushing through that, it's tough, I can only imagine.
And of course, we had all kinds of solutions for that. We had horses, and we had, a lot of escorts, Indian escorts, and Yoman Masad, they just organized everything. But still, it was difficult for them. And sometimes you ask, who chooses? Because we choose for them to go to the Himalayas, we choose for them to climb the mountain, we choose for them almost everything in life.
Right.
To the special sibling. And I think like in the journey is life.
Yes.
Because we always choose for them
Right.
the way they live. And sometimes it's difficult because you choose for them to climb a mountain, then they tell you, it's too difficult, we want to go home.
Right.
And the same thing, sometimes Hanan, when we send him back to the place, to his community, he doesn't want to go back, and then he want to stay with us. And you make the decisions for him, and it's a difficult situation for any family with a special needs family member.
Yes, and I can only imagine that both of you, both Hanan and you, going through that journey that you did when you were with the group, you came across obstacles, I'm sure, and both of you together, and I can only imagine that this was very instrumental in strengthening your relationship, is that you encountered that obstacle together. Better yet, you were able to find a way around it.
Right.
Together, and then at the end you're around it and you celebrate the triumph. Well, we did this. So, how, I'm curious, your relationship with Hanan before the trip, okay, before you embarked on the journey, and then afterwards. Can you describe where you were at and where you ended up?
Yeah. So first of all, Hanan, you can also see it in the movie. He has difficulties. He's generally he's very happy.
Right.
He has a great sense of humor. He's really positive always, but he has his difficulties, sometimes anxieties, and I think I know a lot more about what he's going through after the trip, because I really spent time with him, and not just time in Israel when you have cell phones and work and
Yes.
Busy life, just with him without anything beside it. And I felt that I know better about him, about what he's going through.
Right.
It's not always for Hanan, he's not very verbal. It's not very easy for him to describe exactly what he went through during the trip.
Right, sure.
Other siblings they can and they can describe, but he can't. But I feel that I get closer to him and I know him better. I know better what he's going through during these days, because as I said, in childhood we were very close, and now I feel like I don't see him enough, and this trip kind of made it up. But of course, when we came back, life is back. We
Yes.
get back to life and
Right.
back to work, and he goes back to the community. So life goes back, but still, I feel as things change.
Yeah, what changes? Your bond is so much stronger with him.
Yes.
I can imagine. So, another question, and you're talking, and I'm wondering about this. So, you went through that experience with Hanan, this journey, and learned from it, as did he, I'm sure. How did that influence your relationship with your children? Because you have 2 small children.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking at things differently?
First of all, Hanan is part of our life.
Yes.
And my younger boy is a baby, so maybe it's too early for him, but we have also 3 years old boy, and he's really, he has a very good relationship with Hanan. When Hanan comes, Uncle Hanan comes.
Oh, that's great.
And of course, he's a very important family member and of the family. And I want him to see Hanan as, although of course he has Down syndrome and he's like special, I want him to see him as a very important part of the family.
Right.
And I want him to be good friends. That's the most important.
That's wonderful. So I think the take-home message is that the overall experience, and you correct me if I'm wrong, really helped to strengthen your overall family unit. Your relationship with him, the relationship with the family, yes?
Yes, I think that generally Hanan is really unite the family.
Yes.
He unites the family because he's like a consensus. Everyone wants Hanan to be good.
Right.
Everyone care about Hanan, so it's like a family consensus, wider family consensus.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, Enosh, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
So for all of you out there, we will be back in a moment, and we will have some concluding remarks from you. A lot of times, what are the goals of PlumbTalk? And honestly, that's a question that's a little difficult in a way to answer because we have so many goals. But, learning from past mistakes, I have taken these goals and we've kind of condensed them into really 2 different realms of goals. Number 1 is we aim to educate the community, and that is a very important thing for us. We are a resource, and how I like to explain that is, in our lives, a lot of us go through some trying times, and we like to, here at PlumbTalk, describe our life as a puzzle. And, any puzzle has pieces, and all of our pieces to the puzzle in our life are different. And there are times in our life, and I'm sure you can relate to this, when those pieces of the puzzle either become loose or, they're missing altogether, and we need that information. We need something to put that piece back together again. And that's what PlumbTalk aims to do. We aim to be the resources that you can really take that information and put your piece of the puzzle back together again. And we do that through many different avenues. One, and you probably have seen this, is we interview specialists in different areas. And again, that's what we're trying to do, is to bring information in to put the pieces of the puzzle back together again. So we aim to be a resource. That's one of our major goals. The second thing is our production arm that we have. And our production arm is a little different than, what typical production companies do. Our major aim with our production is to give businesses out there a voice that helps them to get their message across in a way that nobody else can. And we do that in several different ways. We are a full-service production company, and we do everything from creating a program, to writing the script, to coaching on how to speak properly in front of a camera, and editing. We have state-of-the-art editing techniques. So PlumbTalk has many different goals, but they really focus on those two major arms. We aim to be a resource, and we aim to help businesses out there get their voice known and heard like it's never been heard before. Well, hey everyone, we are back. We are here back with Enosh. Now, Enosh, I know in concluding this interview, our viewers out there, they've heard about the movie. Can you impart any words of wisdom? Why should they come see your film?
Okay, so first of all, I think that anyone who will see this film will be inspired by it.
Yes.
If he doesn't have a special family member, he gets to know more about Down syndrome people. I think he gets to see them, he will see them in a more positive way, and he will get to know about their positive characters, and people who have a special needs family member. I think and I hope they will be inspired by it, and they'll do something different, something more significant with him.
Right.
After they see the movie, because usually they probably do ordinary things with him. And after they see the movie, I hope they will do something more significant. Doesn't have to be going all the way to Nepal or to India. It can be something close to home, but something more experimental, something more significant. It can be even a restaurant, a beach, hiking, but something that they didn't do before. Where
they're together. And again, the message behind the movie, the take-home point, is strengthening that bond between siblings, between family members. Am I right?
Yeah.
So you, in this journey, you embarked on with this group of people. I imagine that you developed a bond with the entire group. Am I correct in saying that?
We became a very close group.
Yes.
And that's the most important part for me.
Right.
Because for Hanan, he keep on asking, when is the next meeting, when the next meeting?
Oh, he loved it, didn't he?
He loved it. It's like a second family for him. We meet once in 3 or 4 months. And that's the most important, that we continue to meet, that we continue to feel very close as a group and see each other as much as possible.
Right, right. Now, with this group, is there any words that what would you say to them? Speak to the camera, and do you have a message for them at all?
Yeah, so we became a very close group, and I really think that it's the most important part of the trip. I want to see us meeting as many times as possible. Hanan is looking forward to see you all. I'm looking forward to see you all. And let's meet as soon as possible. Probably when I get back, we'll arrange a new meeting with all of us. And that's the most important part of the trip.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, this has been such an engaging interview. So for viewers out there who may want to learn more about the film, who want to learn more about you or even contact you, where would you point them?
Yeah, so our website is myherobrother.org.
Okay.
And our Facebook page is My Hero Brother Film. You can see each one of them. You can get into each one of them. My Hero Brother Film is updated on a daily basis. So each one of them would be great. And we'll be happy people to contact us and to follow the movie and to see many screenings worldwide, in Israel and here, and different film festivals.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Oh, well, you know what? On behalf of our team here at PlumbTalk, we thank you for joining us. It really has been a very enlightening interview, and we wish you the best of luck with the film.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
So for all of you viewers out there, this has been another edition of From the Hip. So until next time, this is Dr. Shelley Plumb.